I get a ton of questions from people who are trying to get into double bevel marquetry about what they need and what they should buy. I've showed you how to make a portable and adjustable marquetry donkey, which is the first thing that you're going to need, and you should check out that video if you haven't seen it already. But there's a few other things that you're going to need, and we should talk about them. Now, one of the things I love about double bevel marquetry is just how accessible it is. You really don't need all that much to get started, and what you do need doesn't really cost that much. You're gonna need a lot of tape. I prefer green tape. This is the Scotch rough surface tape. I like the rough surface tape because I can reuse it. Marquetry involves a lot of taping, untaping, and retaping. If you can reuse your tape, you're gonna cut down on the mess and expense. I use glue as I work in marquetry, which means I glue my pieces in as I go instead of taping them. I prefer Elmer's glue because it dries clear, so I can mix it with sawdust if I have any type of gap and get a nice color match. I also like the applicator tip. It works just as fine as any other type of glue. Other people have other opinions and they are entitled to them. I just like Elmer's. Blades. You're gonna need 2/0 fret saw blades. I buy right from Amazon. They're made by a company called Pike. They are Swiss. They're totally fine. They're about $20 for 144. They break just as often as the good ones. I don't see any reason to buy expensive blades. The last thing you're gonna need is a pin vise. I would suggest buying a nice pin vise, not one like this. Get one that has a swivel head. You'll also wanna make sure that you get one that has a collet that is small enough to grip a number 69 drill bit, which you'll also need. A number 69 drill bit is about 0.75 millimeters. That's what you're gonna use to start your holes. Now, I said this was the last thing you'll need, but that's not true. The thing that people ask me about the absolute most is the fret saw, and I want to spend a little more time on that. Now, if you're a clown who likes to spend all their disposable money on hand tools, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you do not need a nice fret saw like this blue spruce one to do marquetry. In fact, you probably don't want one like this. What you really want is one like this, one that has a nice deep throat and a simple blade clamping mechanism. This one is made by a company called Eclipse. There's also ones made by Graz and Olsen. All of them are more or less the same, and you shouldn't worry about one or the other. Find the one that's cheapest, find the one that's most available, and run with it. Don't overthink it.